Ow.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the Rise
Oh
of
no,
the
we killed him
Vendors.
already.
I inhaled a Nutribar. I apologize.
Inhalations aside, let's just jump straight into it, shall we? We've got our wonderful people. You know who they are. You've been watching the show now for quite a few weeks, and we find ourselves in the monastery of Villadoc. Something is afoot. But to give us a brief recap, it's Kai.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So we have gone to the village of Villadoc to find out about the Fey Dark Drow Queen who was supposed to be in the area. Where we came upon this kind of monastery looking place. There were monks inside. We flew over. I saw something that looked undead in this tower, and then I flew down, and they got mad at me for being there because apparently there's a holy site that no one's allowed to enter, and just looking in windows apparently is desecrating the site. Oops. So I glitter bombed their bathroom because I was mad at them for that. And then my teammates caught up with me. They said they wanted to see what's going on in the monastery. We heard there's been a lot of deaths. The three abbots have all died. So like Abbot 1 died, and then the next one died, and they're all like, oh, it was all like he fell from the tower, but there's no way he could have fell from the tower because they're little arrow slits, so there's no way he jumped out a window. And they're like, oh, he died in his bathtub. Oh no, we don't know what happened with him. There's no body. And then the third guy, they're like, oh yeah, he fell and he choked on wine, and then he literally had his like full wine bottle jammed through his skull, which doesn't happen when you fall. So we are trying to figure out why these abbots are dying and what's the connection to the Bane Lords and the Drow Queen. And Sidon went off and climbed a tower, and he saw himself as alive and smelled something that could be possibly hallucinogenic. And Ray took all the monks as a distraction, naked from their apartments, and been being like a drill sergeant outside.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's right.
And,
That was happening
beautiful.
in the chapel. That's correct. That's correct.
And you know what? For the people who may not have joined in and watched the previous episodes, enjoy. Just go with everything that happens. It's much
Gonna get
easier.
weirder.
It's what Sid does.
Yeah, it is going to get weirder. Iggy, remind me
It's
where
alive.
Iggy was during this whole thing. You had
We were
gone
together
to-
in the
That's right.
abbot's room.
That's
The
correct.
abbot agreed that we have access to the Scrivener, or at least talk to the librarians. So that's where we're going to go.
Yeah.
And we kind of happened upon, I believe we happened upon the scene of drill sergeanting, and I literally did one of these as I walked in.
I was
with a
doing
bunch
one
of
of
naked
these.
men and
That's
Ray
right.
walking around.
So the abbot takes the two of you through the crowd of very disgruntled monks who are standing following all of Ray's orders as best they can. And he leads you up to this slightly bald-looking individual. His tonfa has expanded across his whole head, trying to conquer all of it, and has left him with the dregs of hair around the side. He calls him aside and introduces him. This is Brother Haxran. He is the chief librarian. In the morning, brother, you will show our guests to the scriptorium in the citadel. No further, but to the scriptorium. They have questions. I would greatly appreciate it if you would cooperate with them.
Also, I'm currently leading all the monks in a recreation of the Let's Fall in Love scene from Tank Girl.
Okay.
Can we do cabaret next or
I'm sorry,
can
but
shows,
what's
Steve?
why? Okay, I don't know what's happening behind me, but
Yes.
we should go
Hexen-
in now just to get it out of the way. We have other things to investigate.
The
You said-
library is off limits once it is dark. It is sacred. There is no one permitted inside of the citadel whilst it is dark, says Haxran. The abbot looks to you. It is true. The citadel, once it is locked, is sacred.
Can I pull out a scripture line that could contradict what they're saying? Because I remember I rolled really high on their religion,
Sure.
and I want to kind of be but the Lord said this, or the Son said this, or
In
whatever.
the event of murders, no site is sacred. Something like that would be really useful. Okay, yeah, you can give me a law wits check if you like. Whilst
Roll
you're-
to be
will.
that guy.
I'm going to be that guy.
Whilst you're doing that, Sidon, you were climbing to the top of the citadel, having tried to get away from these things. Is that correct?
You made it
yes,
to the
that is
top
correct.
already, I
That's
think,
right.
didn't you?
Yeah.
I did.
You get to the top, and apart from the drop that appears to be in the center of this tower, the roof is quite empty, aside from large puddles of rainwater that are still collecting as the rain continues to weep from the sky.
Didn't I see a vision of like dead people like up here, like everywhere?
Yeah, there's
A
a
second
lightning
ago?
strike.
That was in the lightning strike, correct? Now that it is dark,
Okay.
it is quite empty.
Whew, whatever's in that pipe weed is definitely strong. Okay, so there's puddles. There is the drop on the outside, but there doesn't seem to be any roof access whatsoever to the inside.
Not that you could see. There is, of course, the light well in the very center, which is vaguely octagonal in shape. It has 8 sides, but 4 are shorter than the other 4, so it's almost square. You might want to...
I'll go and investigate it, see if that's an
All right.
an access point.
I would like you to, if you could, please give me an investigation insight.
Oh, good. I was expecting a defense duel.
Oh, no, not yet. Plenty of time for that.
That comes in 2 minutes after you finish this check.
Yes.
And you
All
get
right,
stabbed
well, I'm
in the
glad.
eye.
That's my guy voice, by the way. I'm an amazing impressionist.
I believed it. I was like,
Alright.
why would you say
I thought I had said
Guy?
that?
Okay, I'm gonna burn a light point in addition to this because I kind of find something. I don't want to have to climb all the way up here, take half my life points and damage, and just go. Oh well, a window, I guess. Yes, good. Okay, so that is 19 with a great success.
You realize that this light well is a complete and utter fabrication.
I pull off the sticky tab.
You wish you could, but it actually
No.
it looks as if it's been painted on quite skillfully. It sounds as if it's made out of stone underneath.
Did you just block my window? Just well, I guess this is no way up on this roof. Even this window. Look at this. They hired frickin' Michelangelo di Bastardo to make this goddamn window so perfect it can fool a heckin' bird. Is that what they're trying to do? There are bird flies over. Oh, that's a nice place to land. Oh, bugger me, there's a window. I guess I'll move on. Who the hell would even bother? Who's gonna see this? Why is this a thing?
We're all hearing this. We're all in the chapel from all the
So
way up.
angry.
Yeah, in amongst the lightning strikes and the thunder roll and the priests.
Sitting just cursing his ass off. Your God's mad. I don't know
Goddamn
what happened.
mother.
A red sun rises. There is Irish fishing to the north.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's just my hair. The fires have been lit. The beacons.
The
No.
beacons of Gondor
okay.
have been lit. Yeah, so
No,
that's
I
what
was
you're
thinking
doing.
though, if you want to see more dead people, I can go up there and shoot fire like lightning bolts from my hands.
Please.
All right. I'm
Dead people everywhere.
okay. I'm certain that this is not real. There is nothing else up here. It is a
You
roof.
can
There is
actually
no.
scrape the paint off, and you realize that the paint has a waxy seal over the top of it. It tastes vaguely purple.
I should make this into a drink.
No, the claws marks from the guy.
Would
So-
we know anything about
Disembodied
that?
voices that are not there.
I
So
feel like this is
nonetheless,
imparted.
Yes, you're on the roof, ranting and raving.
I'll climb back once I've kind of confirmed that there's nothing but this there. I'm gonna
Yes.
climb back down. I will take a scraping using using one of my not one of my good knives, like one of my like cheese knives.
All right. Okay. Not a problem. What was your law wits check?
19.
19, young Iggy. Well, the religion is very, very complicated. And you're fairly certain that you could debate them, and if they know their scripture, they could debate back in quite a violent debate that may end up in you winning, but you suspect it might take you almost the entire night to get there. And since it is already quite late, it may just be faster to wait for the sunrise.
All right.
Also, Icky apparently has never argued with religious people before. You don't have to lose to win.
Yeah, exactly. You just have to keep on arguing until the other side dies.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, it's looking pretty good for us because the first 3 abbots died pretty quickly. So, you know,
There's going to be another one.
We'll have time.
That is true. That is indeed
like,
true.
we got this.
Good.
We have time. Do you?
2, 3, 4. Page, do it. Please do it.
After a while, the abbot looks to the two of you. If we don't get some sleep, then morning prayers is going to be very somber. Are you sure we cannot continue this in the morning? The dead will not leave.
I'm more worried about you.
I do not ask the wrong questions. I should be fine.
Okay. But just in case, we probably should keep a watch on you.
If that is what you wish, that is fine by me. I don't mind.
Perfect. Hey, Ray, I think, well, I'm looking around to see if Sid's just, like, right behind me, like he usually
Even
is.
educated trees do it. What now?
Turn around. There's no Sid. Lightning crackles. There's a flash of light. You look back, and Sid's just there, drenched in rain, eyes bloodshot and open. Found some paint.
Everything's fine.
Holds up a cheese knife.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
Yeah. Where do you? Well, let's rest a bit, guys, and see if we can recover a bit.
So, are we suggesting someone sleeps with the abbot?
Not it.
Phrasing, but but we could probably set up a watch or something like that if he goes to that outside cottage
Okay, I'm all for that.
and see what that looks like.
I'll have Holly also stay with the abbot.
You want Holly to stay with the abbot on his door or in his
Oh no,
room?
like in the room in case there's a secret door that we don't know about since 3 abbots have died mysteriously. Like,
Sure, whatever you guys want.
What are Holly's instructions? I feel like that's going to use some loyalty.
yeah, I'm okay with losing loyalty. So I'm going to tell her to follow because she has that invisible follower thing. I'm going to tell her to follow him, and if someone tries to murder him, come get me.
Okay. All right, that's what you tell her. The novice named Molt will quite happily show you to quarters, which they assure you are the usual guest quarters. It looks like a storeroom that's had some blankets thrown onto a pile of old pallets. These are what the abbot said you should... This is our guest room. I can fetch you for breakfast if you like. It's going to happen in about 3 bells' time, so if you need sleep, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, all right. If you want, I'm taking, I think, first watch here. If you want, I can talk to you about wizard stuff.
No,
I'll-
I'm going to go sleep. Unless
I'm gonna
you
go try to
want
get a
me
rest.
stay with you.
No, you're good, kid. You go get some rest. You done well.
Just an empathy check. Just because I trust no one. 16.
He would love to talk about all sorts of things with you, but he is exhausted. All of the monks are exhausted. They
Okay, just
go
make
to
sure.
bed. They should have
Just-
been in bed 6 hours ago.
I'm just making sure he's not a droid in disguise. You know, one of those Cylons or something.
Yeah, I gotcha. Because we've had lots of those so far.
Yeah.
Trust no one, not
Trust
even
no
Guy.
one, not even Guy. Especially that guy.
He leaves the 4 of you in the chamber. You want me to wake you up for the first meal, or do you want me to wake you up when the sun comes up?
What's the difference? Is one just really,
the first
really
meal's
earlier?
in 3 hours, and the sun's only up in 6.
Let's do the sun up.
Okay.
Let me sleep
Yeah,
for
let's-
8.
Okay, you sleep for 8.
I'll sleep for 8.
Okay, so then that would be.
I have a
second
sudden compulsion to go find some salt.
meal. Then
Sure.
Orion can bunk with me.
okay.
Are we all in one room?
You're all in one
Ray
room.
has that
yeah.
kind of like briefly like, no, yeah, oh, that's fine.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that then. Just chill for the night.
All right.
See, is Sid returned
Yeah. Sid's back with you. He's definitely with
With
you.
the lightning.
with the
Yeah, all that fanfare
just the
happened.
eyes?
Lightning and the butter
Yeah,
knife.
that's canon. Yeah, that's canon. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Sid
Heavy breathing in your
is
ear.
Sid is so injured and so tired. He basically just goes to the bed and he says, "Nothing there. No way up on the roof. Check the knife. I'm going to bed."
He checked
And I'm
the
going to throw
knife.
the cheese knife just on the board.
He collapses in a soggy, wet mess.
I'm super injured. Well, brain injured.
Yes.
Little bits of Sid pour out his ears.
Oh boy, that's bad. Okay.
That's normal. That just happened.
It does happen. Yeah.
Yeah, with all the psychic attacks and how many times it's happened to Iggy, I'm beginning to think it's just a normal human and ghoul thing.
I feel like I shouldn't have invested in armor at all ever. I feel like I should just have spent all of that on a big football helmet.
We just wrap our heads in
Tinfoil.
tinfoil.
Tinfoil and just
All right, game done. You won.
That's it.
These
This is ours.
bastards,
Do you
they
have a
can't
foil?
get me.
There, I'm suddenly ineffective. I don't know what's going
With a
on.
little antenna
I'd
on top.
literally be useless. I'd be like, oh well, that's me, guys. See you guys later.
The butter knife that Sid lobbed at you does contain purple wax, which is very similar to the purple wax that was found under the nails of Abbot Vixley.
Yes. I suspect that we should find there might be an artisan in town, or something of that sort that might help us identify this better.
Do I know of the painting and stuff like that? Like how that functions? He just threw a butter knife.
He
at
just
me,
threw a
so-
knife at you.
So I have no
and
idea.
fell
Yeah,
asleep.
he threw a knife at you.
Oh yeah. So maybe might is ours, and that's as far as Iggy's gone right now.
Ray, are you sleeping?
Yeah, after talking to the few monks who I thought had real promise, like maybe you can go for the state championships this year for dance. Rail, go ahead, bed.
By morning, 13 monks have formed a young adults dance group.
Perfect.
They are inspired by your actions.
Wow.
Wow.
Pirates of Penzance.
Yeah.
Ray's such a good leader. Oh man, he's so cool.
Yeah, they're not entirely sure what competition they're going to attend at. They know that there is the Great Morris Dance of Forest Hold.
But we're gonna whoop that one. We're gonna whoop that one's
They
ass. It's
hope
all happening.
for that.
This is your
Otherwise,
9th season arc.
they may even try the city can't dance, won't dance competition. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
That's all monks, right?
Raise up half the night like sewing together outfits and such.
Can I be the disco ball? Like if you like, I could just wear shiny sequins. You put a light up, and I'll just be up like floating above
Guys,
them.
we're trying to solve murder here. Trying to solve murder.
These are the weird and wonderful dreams that your characters have as you spend the night sleeping.
The shiny.
In the morning, you are all woken by a young malt knocking on the door. The
Abbott's
sun
dead.
streams in gloriously bright. There is also a very nervous Holly.
What time of day is it?
You look outside the window and you speculate it's about 9-ish.
Oh, that's all right. Okay.
So you've had your 8 hours of sleep.
Okay.
Perfect.
Holly, are you alright? What's going on?
I lost the abbot.
But I did not lose the deputy. Sorry.
How did you lose the abbot? He was in his. You were literally supposed to follow him.
I
What
did.
happened?
He went down
And?
some stairs. He went down a tunnel. I followed him down the stairs. I followed him down the tunnel. Then he went up some more stairs, and I followed him up those stairs. Then he went into a room, and he was standing there, and he was reading something. Then he did something, and he vanished.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked
Can
all
you
over.
lead
and-
us to that room?
Huh?
Can you lead me down the stairs?
Sure.
All right.
So it's one thing, and it's one thing or another with these people.
I
God.
managed to save some breakfast for you all.
Is it vegan?
Mort,
I'm actually
Mort?
okay.
Yes,
I have,
sir.
like,
if ever you want, I'll be your papa. You've done me proud, boy. Show me to the food. Right now.
Okay.
I have some saran wrapped yak milk that's in like this coconut cup, and it's like
I forgot I had mine.
scrape off the top of it, and I chug it down.
It's still slightly warm and lumpy.
I love.
Yeah.
I still have my little nut.
You do
a
have
bunch
your,
of them.
your
I have 4 of them.
That's it. You take it into the main rectory where the refectory, I should say, where there is large tables and benches and monks and various things. In the corner of the dance group are busy planning out their name. They are debating quite aggressively as to the name of their group. But the rest of the monks have already filtered out. They're going to go about their normal duties and chores. Breakfast is fairly straightforward. It consists of either scrambled eggs or boiled eggs, bacon, sausages, pork. There's some old cold beef. There are various types of cheeses. There are about 12 different types of breads. There's at least 7 different types of porridges. There's honey cakes. There's rose cakes. There's several other types of cakes.
I'm just gonna go to the store. I'm gonna go to that
These
book
monks
place.
are fed.
Yeah.
Is there any like porridge?
Yeah, there are 7 different types of porridge.
Oh, cool. I'll
Corn
take the
porridge,
most
wheat
blandest.
porridge, oat porridge.
I'll take the most blandest porridge that they have, and then I'll rummage through my pack, and I'll actually pull out what looks like a salt mill, and I'll just start grinding it on top. As this kind of powder sort of goes into it, and I start eating it.
anybody else worried that the abbot just disappeared, or is it just me?
I'm concerned too.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd like
Sorry,
to check
Ray's
that out.
fiercely
Sidon's
writing
like
down
me to
different
sleep. You
names
don't
for the
make-
monk dance
Yeah.
troupe.
Look,
Ray's
I'm
like,
being-
I'm done.
if I'm being honest, he's not going to get any more disappeared if I have my breakfast first.
Yeah, right.
So far, I got fry a cut and good investments.
What are the names for the dance troops?
There's fry a cut, good investments.
I like the name Midnight Booty Call because that's basically what last night was.
We'll take it under
Murders, guys,
advisement.
murders. We gotta solve a murder.
Yeah.
Dark Elf Queen here, you know. Fame
Iggy.
Lords? No?
This is more important. We're going for nationals.
You kids aren't helping me out here.
Iggy, you said you were heading somewhere. Where else do we?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down.
I'm gonna go down the stairs with you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I'll
drinking
join.
my yak shake, and I'm gonna go look for the abbot.
Well, Holly leads you back to the abbot's room, and when she gets to the door, it's locked.
I can fix that.
Well, let's just knock first before you kick it down.
I was going to knock first, but then I'm going to kick it down.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Smarty Pants.
Malt
I have
has,
lockpicks as well.
Malt has tagged along with all of you. You've all gone to the abbot's room, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I won't.
And well, it was very unusual. He wasn't in morning prayers at all. But anyway,
Probably
so-
dead somewhere.
What?
No, he's fine. Let's just open this door.
Malt knocks on the door. Abbot. Abbot. He knocks a little bit louder. Abbot. I don't hear any snoring. But then
Okay.
again, I don't know if he snores or not. Maybe we should
There's
just
a
give
key to
him
the door.
some time.
No, we're unlocking the door.
Do you have a key to this door, Malt?
No, but I bet that Holdor does. I'll be back.
Cool.
He
Sid, do you
scampers
want
off.
Sid? I like motion for Sid if he wants to unlock this.
Oh, I want to
I will
kick it
unlock the door.
down. I wanted to see you display
Let's
manly
not
power.
let's not break doors here.
Wanted destruction.
You guys are like wild today.
Okay, I get a fate point.
Nice.
Nice.
That is 20.
Ooh.
The locks are old and not particularly well made, and after a few moments, you quite
I do it with
easily
my oat spoon.
pop the lock. The door swings open, and Sid, you are bathed in that wonderful aroma of fresh corpse.
Called it!
It's a commingling of blood that is congealed into a black pudding, as well as various bodily fluids that have escaped Orify that no longer care.
Congealed?
Congealed blood is definitely
Human
Been there for a
sashimi.
while.
on the table and
Yeah.
the bed.
After 6 hours, that's weird.
Nonetheless, the abbot appears to be lying in bed, and his suicide seems particularly unusual. He somehow managed to rip his own ribcage open and drag most of his internal organs around the bed in a semicircle before dying in the actual bed itself.
But the door was locked.
The door was locked, correct.
But Holly said there were a set of stairs.
There are.
Where?
Secret
Says-
tunnel.
She flits over to the cupboard. He pushed this aside.
Okay.
You touch the cupboard and it easily slides open, revealing a set of dark stone stairs that lead downwards. There is a vague smell of old paper, and if you listen carefully, the faint whispering of pages.
It's another book like the dwarf one. I wasn't there for that.
Oh, thank God.
What are you doing?
Oh, I have a talking book too. Because I have the demon book.
Yeah, they can be
Let's
besties.
Let's not.
Best friends.
Yeah.
Let's not
Put those next to each other. I'm gonna turn the glowing orb on. I like smoked that spell. That was like
Okay.
I just literally did that and it came on. That's how
Nice.
efficient he was. And I'm like, do we want to? I guess we're gonna report this.
We have to.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
we
have to leave the
that's-
room
that-
regardless.
that's a
and
have
I
to.
gotta go down the
Malt's
stairs.
right there. Malt can tell them.
Malt left. He's
Malt
going
left.
back.
Yeah, he's,
Oh, yeah.
he's hurrying back now as you can hear the jingle of keys.
I'll hang back and wait for Molt while the smart people go investigate.
I've got the keys.
I
Yeah, we
wouldn't
got
go in
in.
here.
Abbott's dead. Fair warning.
I'm gonna look at the body.
Goodness. Was it another suicide?
No.
Oh no.
No.
You shouldn't come in here.
Who's the next abbot after this guy?
Haxran, I think, the librarian, by seniority.
Can you be the abbot and the librarian at the same time?
Smells like motive, but I need to check this out.
Absolute power.
Sid, you are examining the abbot's body, or looting the body, or nibbling on the body. I didn't hear you.
I'm examining and smelling, and possibly looting. I'm also eating breakfast. And partway through my investigation, like a dollop of the oatmeal goes onto some of the intestine. He's like, "Oh shit!" And he just sort of uses his fingers and just sort of scoops up this kind of slightly bloody chunk of oats, and he's just like, "Good, isn't you? No one will notice. It'll be fine."
I'm glad I left the room because that had been like Iggy would have lost his yak breakfast.
Yeah.
Just rummage a little. But yeah,
All right.
ideally I just want to investigate the corpse, like
Okay.
like I've
So, a few things immediately become apparent from the corpse. One is that the corpse is wet, or was wet, because on the underside, where he was laying on his bed, is very wet.
So kind of like he was out in the rain type deal.
Could be, or he had a giant bath, or he is the world's worst sweater. Nonetheless, the bed is wet behind where he has been laying, and his hair has that kind of look of something that was wet and then it dried over time. That's the first point. The second point is clasped in his hand is a scrap of paper. And written on that paper, it just says 3.12. Knowing is understanding first.
You asked the questions.
3.1.12. Knowing is understanding first.
Oh, he almost got pie right.
Indeed.
That's right. I know math. Don't look at me like that, Jiggy.
I hear that. I'm so happy for you.
So knowing is understanding first.
Knowing
Okay.
is understanding first.
So the other thing I want to kind of look at is, given that, the palms of the hand, I'd see when I opened them up.
Yeah.
When I imagine he dug his freaking ribs and ripped them open and stuff like that, then started drawing circles with his guts. I imagine his hands would be covered in blood.
Well, his hands are not covered in blood.
Well, that's fun. Good times. Okay. I'm gonna open his mouth and just check his his respiratory and etc.
Ooh, look for a death's
open
head
up
moth.
his mouth. It looks as if he bit off his own tongue. This is not uncharacteristic. You have seen this before of people who have been executed. Frequently, the biting of the tongue is because the pain is so unbelievably painful that it happens involuntarily. It does not look like it was keenly cut. It was definitely chewed through. There is no evidence of where that tongue is, however.
Good.
He may as well. I'm going to go to Malt and ask him, did the other 3 abbots who died, were they found with passages from the religion in their hands or a small piece of paper?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know which passages they are?
We would have to ask Coxran, I believe. He was very unhappy.
He was unhappy. Why?
Yeah, you're not allowed to write down passages onto paper. It's not sanctioned. If you did that, you could write down anything, couldn't you? But Haxran will know. I should probably call him anyways, considering that, the
He
abbot
might be.
is gone. Are you sure he's dead? I mean, maybe he's just sleeping hard.
No,
I
he's
pull him to the
so
doorway so
dead.
he can see the carnage and then push him away so he doesn't see too much.
Hi, Mart.
He is very pale and blanks over and says, I should probably go fetch the librarian now.
I'm gonna go with you, because it looks like you're about to kill him.
Okay.
I'll give Iris kind of a semi-dirty look, like that's a kid.
I'll walk up to Iggy, and I'll sort of tap Iggy.
He's a man
Iggy's gone
now.
downstairs. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll sit there in the room by myself, quietly going, well, it clearly is a vision of this person having been murdered. We were here and the first people to find him. I'm sure that's not going to cause any problems, or at least it's going to be really fun if I'm not here. Iggy, wait up!
Bring Iggy back. I want these passages.
Iggy, how far down this passage are you going to go? Because it extends as far as the range of your light and further. It
So I get
looks
to the bottom
be-
of the stairs and I go,
Oh, that's really far.
and then I just wait.
It looks to have been
What's really
used
far?
quite frequently and quite often, and is fairly well maintained. Although it is very, very dark, and is definitely part of the monastery. The stonework is familiar to you, as most of the buildings use the same style. Sidon has joined you.
Are we gonna go on one of your secret missions?
Yeah,
Because I feel like
yes,
that's
we
about
are.
to happen.
Oh
God,
yeah,
I'm
no,
so
this is
excited.
this has got secret mission written all over it. And look, we'll have this whole Baynor thing wrapped up before anyone even realizes we're gone. Also, now look, I didn't want to say anything because Iris has a bit of a tendency to drag things to a bit of an extreme. But when I went to have a look at the old tower there before, where the room that she said that there was like the kind of thing, I saw what looked to be a living version of me that happened to be there, and it tried that psycho mumbly jumbly thing on my brain. I, however, was way too strong and competent, and it did barely affected me. Didn't even feel a thing. But
Wow, that's incredible.
there were also some some of these magic herbs that made me feel absolutely brilliant. It was actually brilliant. I don't remember the next 18 floors. They were kind of like all meshed together, kind of. But after I had the smell of the stuff and then got to the roof, there was nothing up there. There's no way to get up high, and there was this painted on window that I got that scraping of with the knife there. Now, I don't know what's happening down here, but I think that maybe whatever's happening here, something is orchestrating these deaths using a kind of magic that maybe transpositions people, you know, takes them from one location to another, rather than just sort of disappearing them and ripping them to pieces. Because if it was like an invisible creature, like, you know, like me walking through the streets, you kill them where they stand, you know? But this thing seems to be taking them off somewhere, murdering them, and then throwing them back. Because that fella up there, he didn't kill himself. Not a spot of blood on his hands. So he couldn't have ripped his body open. There's definitely something else involved. Something that's taking these fellas, moving them elsewhere, and bringing them back.
Oh, a teleporting monster. That's really interesting.
Yeah, and
Maybe we should wait for the others.
We'll be fine. I mean,
Yeah,
look
the
at you.
secret mission thing. It's
Yeah,
really
this is how this all works. Look, secret missions are all
On
about
him?
knowing that there's danger and not getting caught, or at least being faster than Ray.
I'm not faster than Ray. I'm not faster than Ray.
You'll be fine. I'll take
your
his hand
speed?
and walk him. I'll take his hand and I'll walk him in a little
12.
You're faster than Ray.
I don't. You just think he's faster than Ray.
Iris, where are you heading?
I want to get the passages, because if they're writing religious text down, it might lead us to who might know it.
All right. So you following along with Holt and with Malt and Ray. Malt does get a little bit shaky, and he looks up at you, Ray, and he goes, "Do you think we're all going to die,
Like immediately?
like the abbots?"
No, you'll be fine. Don't you worry about it. We're gonna find what did this and kill it. That's literally what we do. It's our entire job.
I think I prefer my job, he says
Yeah.
as he continues walking. He leads the two of you to Huxran, who is standing outside of the citadel and looks as if he's been waiting for you, as a matter of fact. So, you've finally arrived. Fantastic. Good. Right. I will show you the
Yep.
scriptorium.
Yeah, brief point of order. Abbott's dead. You need to come with us.
The abbot is dead.
Yep.
He looks at the two of you, then he looks at Malt. You are to tell no one of what has transpired. We must understand before we start spreading rumor and lies.
I don't work for you. Come on.
He starts following you.
Abbot, or librarian, or what should I call you? Your holiness?
I am still the
don't know.
librarian
Librarian.
until
Lab Abbott.
Labbit.
Love it.
Labbit.
We're hunting labbits!
Labbit season.
Oh no, because he's next.
Yep.
The late abbot was found with a piece of text which I think might have come from your religious order. Does 312, knowing is understanding first, mean anything to you?
nothing.
I would come to understand the other 3 abbots have died with passages within their hands. I was wondering what those might have been, because it might lead us to who has done this.
He looks at Malt, he looks back at you. Apocryphal writings is what those abbots had. Meaningless drivel.
What were the texts that they had in their hands specifically, the last 3?
They were impossible texts, so there's no point in repeating them.
They would help us.
Very well, but you should know that it is no better than reciting a fairy tale and hoping that that might be true.
There's sometimes truth in fairy tales if you know where to look.
Perhaps. But you should avoid asking questions about things that don't have answers.
Yeah, the last abbot said he knows not to ask the wrong questions, and then he still died.
Apparently he didn't.
All right. So what was the first one? I have a list here of all
Kill
the
the
abbots who
librarian,
have
then we're done.
died. Where's my list of names?
You want to never mind.
Where's my list of names?
I don't think I can do the Bane Lord check on him. I don't think I'm able to.
Macaldi. Macaldi. What did he have in his hands?
Markeldi had a book. He didn't have anything in his hand.
What was the book?
The book was a very ancient text that described a time when the mage used to move around the world freely, without restriction of time or travel.
Well, to be clear, we're walking while we're doing all this, right?
Oh yeah, we're walking down the hallways talking.
The book is considered to be a parable, referencing the great mage's journeys across all of the world.
Okay. Then, so he had that book. What happened to that book after?
It was returned to the library and the fiction section.
All right. Pondell, what did he have on him?
I see you have done your homework. He had it was a piece of burnt paper. All that was written upon it was 15.6. Burns second, heal later.
Burn second, heal later?
Yes. It is a phrase supposedly that the great mage spake when he was setting the world afire. It is apocryphal. We know the great mage saved the world. Why Abbot Pondell had this ludicrous verse written down is unknown.
Where are these verses from? 3:12, 5:15, 6. They're saying they're from different stories, but what text are they all in?
There is no such text. They don't exist to begin with, and I doubt that they would be in the same books.
Okay. And then
But those books do not exist, so there is nothing for them to be in.
Okay.
To be clear.
Good to know.
Good to know. Perfect. Abbot Vixley.
It is a blaspheme just to say it out aloud.
Can
Do
you
you wanna
write it down,
write
dude? Yeah. Both at the same thought. High five.
I am not yet abbot. Thus, it says 6.7. Death is always last. Naturally, you can understand why it is such a dark statement.
And what text is that from?
Nothing. There is no book that would say that, for any book that would say that is pure evil. Death is not last. It is part of the cycle.
And there was no verse for the first abbot that died. It was just a book.
The book on the mage's travel, yes.
Of the mage's travel. And is that a book that can be rented out from the library? Is it one of those because you said it's a fiction,
I got a
right?
card and stuff.
You do not lease books. You can read them in the scriptorium if you apply for access.
I would like to apply for access to read that one book.
Very well. Once we have dealt with the abbot, I will instruct my assistant, Lorbii, to open the book for you. I should, however, inform you that many learned scholars have read that book, and almost all of them have concluded that it is nothing but a lie. A fairy tale. A quaint story to solve a paradox, if you will.
I just
Stories
look
tend to be
pointedly
written
around
by
the
the
church and
victor,
go,
though.
yeah, funny how that is.
Meanwhile, Sidon and Iggy, you have made considerable passage down this corridor. You think, Iggy, that you have travelled maybe a mile, although it might be your guilt more than anything else. The distance, Sid and you realize, is about 200 or 300 yards, give or take, and the set of stairs that greets you at the far end leads upwards.
Just to kind of offset Iggy, Sid starts singing, "Oh, I would walk 500 miles
Why
and
are you
I
singing?
would walk."
Why are you
Yeah.
singing? There literally could be a teleporting monster anywhere. Like,
Yeah,
behind
but
you.
all things considered, if it could teleport, it'd already know us, grab us, and then we'd be gone before you even realize. All you'd hear is just a sudden.
That's not teleport work.
Nah, I'm just joking. We're fine. We're fine.
not teleport
Look,
works.
look, some stairs. We're leaving up. We're going back into the sunlight. See?
Yeah, but we're like really far. Like I literally don't have some. I mean, I guess you're in front of me, but that I'm used to
we're
like
just
3
around the
people
corner.
in front of me. Usually one behind me.
We're just around the corner. You're fine. You're fine.
Do you start going up the steps?
I'll start going up the steps. Come on.
Iggy?
Look, if anything's dangerous, it's back down there.
I'm just gonna investigate these stairs. They're really interesting. You get a dark fate
Yes!
from this fake investigation.
Thank you, Iggy.
All right.
You see what happens when you lie.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look at the stairs and see, like, give me an idea of like what these, if I could like triangulate my position based on where this thing is going. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
So it's actually a survival check that you need to give me, and that would be an
Okay.
insight check.
I'm super good at that.
Try and survive what's coming.
I actually have a survival as my skills because I was
Nice.
a nomad.
Yeah.
So I can insight. You said
Yes, sir.
12.
12. You think you are heading in a westerly direction, which would put you underneath the citadel because of where the abbot's rooms were.
Okay.
These stairs themselves have seen some use, but now that you look at it, they're not nearly as worn as they should be given the age of the structure. You do suspect this was a secret passage, or is definitely a secret passage, and has been since it was originally conceived of.
Okay. Are you sure we shouldn't just like go get the others or something like that? This seems like it's like we're about to fight bad things.
Look, the only time we're gonna fight is if we see something we're not supposed to, and at which point, I guarantee you, the first thing we'll do is we'll get your skinny arse all the way back so we can go tell Ray that we're in danger.
So when you say we're not supposed to see something, this is a secret passageway. I'm just saying we're already meeting the criteria of seeing something.
Look, seeing a secret passage is fine, but that's like saying, hey, look, I found a box, but you didn't check what was in it. Why would you bother telling
We're
people
literally
about the
inside.
secret passageway when you don't know what's in it? You have a cheeky little peek, and then you tell everyone what you found.
You promised me this is how the secret missions go.
This is how every single one of them went.
Even
And
the
look,
one
look
last
at me,
night
I'm
where it was
perfectly
perfect?
fine.
Yeah, it was
Picture of
perfect.
health.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you've never been killed before during your secret missions, so other than
true.
the singing randomly in the middle of the secret passageway that's very echoey, I felt like this is fine. Yeah, no, we're super dead.
Well,
Let's go. We're
Look, where else are you going to get these kind of acoustics?
That is true, and the acoustics are particularly unusual in the stairwell. They bounce up and down, and you start to form your own chorus as you make your way up the stairs. And
Row, row, row your boat.
up the stairs.
Can we
up,
just be quiet when we're doing this?
And
Right,
up.
right.
How high are you going to go? Because you've now counted 40 steps up, and there are still more stairs going up.
If there's another fight, I'm gonna throw up. That's what it
How many stairs going down were there?
There were no stairs going. Oh, you mean as in going down from the abbot's room?
Yeah.
About 10.
Interesting. All right. We might be into. We might be into tower, maybe. I mean, hard to say, but we'll keep going up for now. See
The
if we
tower
can
that had
locate
nothing wrong
something.
with it, where you saw your healthy self, yeah, and then you
Yeah.
had that drug-induced experience where you smoked, snuffed. But I don't even know what
Look, we just we don't talk about floors 4 through to 21, okay? We just need to remember that the roof was the important bit.
Meanwhile, Ray and Iris, the librarian has by now got to the abbot's room, and he casually glances in. I suspected that the previous abbots had all been murdered, and that it was a ruse to claim that they had committed suicide. Now I can see that it is true. Grinverson appears to have followed the course of his predecessors. How unfortunate.
Is
What
the secret
are
tunnel
your-
open?
Yes, it is.
There's an opening in here.
The librarian looks at the tunnel. I am uncertain as to where that would lead. This monastery has not always been a monastery. It was once the outpost of a rather large organization, an empire, if you will, several hundred years ago. And those tunnels could lead almost anywhere.
Let's find out.
You can find out. I have a monastery to take care of, and the abbot will need to be seen to.
Yeah, he's gonna stay here.
You do not want us to move the body.
Not right now, no.
Given the circumstances, I agree. We will prevent any and all from entering this room until you are satisfied with your investigation. I would ask a favor, however. There is clearly something happening in the monastery. And as I am next in line to become the abbot, I want this monastery to return back to the haven that it once was for the storage of knowledge. If you could do everything in your power to make sure that whatever is affecting this monastery is dealt with, I would be extremely grateful. I will not break my faith's tenets, however, in the pursuit of justice, as I feel that that would, in its own right, be a violation. So, you are free to go where you can, but you will not get any access to the Great Library through my or any other monk's assistance.
Do I need to roll for subtext or?
It's entirely up to you.
All right, I will do. This is a bad person. Like Iggy should be the one right here.
All right, you
No,
give me
I'm bad at that too.
you are going to give me an empathy check, if you please.
Ooh, I'm proficient in this.
I actually can
Empathy,
do an empathy as well. I'm getting an extra dice.
You get another dark fate point.
I roll.
I rolled garbage. That's all you need to know.
I get a light fate point.
That's good.
I think I got 12.
You got like that empathy thing, right?
I do have that empathy, which is why I rolled. 4. Empathy is insight, correct?
Empathy's insight, yes.
I'm 20. And I also have the ability that if I make a empathy check. Hang on, scrolling. When I make an empathy check, I gain a bonus die. When rolling, I can ask you their strongest goal or heart's desire. I want to know what their goal is.
Interesting. Their goal is to get this monastery back to the way it was before all of these murders started occurring. And what he is saying to you is that he and his monks will not help you get into the Great Library, but at the same time, he is giving you permission to go wherever you need to solve this mystery.
Okay.
So you get the impression that he genuinely wants this thing solved much more than Grinverson ever did. Grinverson was power drunk as in comparison. He genuinely wants this resolved. He wants his monastery to go back to being a quiet little monastery.
Okay. I would ask the librarian if he could bring the book in the first person's hand to me.
You will have to go to the scriptorium to read it.
Okay.
Books do not leave the citadel.
Also, where's Ziggy and Sidon?
They're downstairs. We should probably follow them.
Yeah.
It's awfully quiet down that passageway.
I'm gonna go first.
It's also
behind me
dark.
just in
Like
case.
there's no light.
Yes.
Because I had my glowing orb, so I was
That's
just
right.
like, it's on, and I kept walking.
I got a torch and I'll light it.
But yeah, I'll either light a torch or after like a big display, like I'll go first and light a
Before
torch.
you
I'll
venture
go
down
second.
that passageway, open flames are not permitted. There are lanterns. Malt fetch lanterns. A few moments later, Malt comes running back with these hooded lanterns. There can be no accidental fires here.
All because of the books. I'll get it.
Yeah, we don't want to set the book
Yes.
on fire.
As you two are going down the passageway, you can hear him turning to Malt saying, "You will speak of this to no one. The abbot is ill, and we are taking care of him. Lock this door, and then stay outside it. Do not let any enter." And then Malt agreeing, and then the click of the door, and then the rattle of the keys as it is locked. So, Sid, you're leading the way, right?
Indeed, indeed.
You get to the top of the stairs, and it opens out into a small little room.
With
It
a
has a
map.
door to the north, it has a door to the south, and it has a rather curious looking mirror on the
My
one
battle
wall.
map senses are tingling.
Don't
Don't worry, we're fine, Diggy.
Yeah, fine.
And
fine.
then I need you to please, if you'd be so kind, give me a defense check against
We're fine, Iggy. We're fine, Iggy. Iggy,
psychic attack.
Iggy, we're fine. Iggy, we're fine.
It's all gonna be
Uh,
fine.
metal check, if you please.
Oh crap. Okay. So I give you a dark fate point.
I am grateful.
I did do well though. So I got a 13 with a great success.
A great success, and 13. You feel your head becoming filled with wool, and your senses get dampened down, and your tongue feels thick, your fingers feel numb, but otherwise you're okay. Iggy, can you make me a psychic check too, please?
Billion.
A billion.
Hang on. Defensive, right?
Yes, sir. Metal.
22.
You are fine. The room
I
smells
am not fine. I feel real
stale.
gross. Trying to climb all those stairs. I'm sitting there going like, I just need like an hour or something. I gotta lay down.
As you sit down on the edge of the stairwell, you realize that there is a large stone scroll that is emblazoned across the one wall that's behind Sidon. There appears to be a name, perhaps it's of this room. You've been in libraries before. Most
Yeah.
libraries have names. All this says is Wesson Das. Wesson Das.
For some reason I go, was ist das? And think of German. It's like, what's in here?
Was ist das? Yeah. Dieses ist eine
Was ist
Room.
das?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Lore check for
Was ist
19.
das? Yes, you will have to give me a lore check if you please.
19.
No, a decipher check if you please with wits.
Son of a gun. Can I do
Decipher
decipher?
wits.
1 second. I can.
Look at you.
9 plus, but I don't have my bonus to it because I have a lore bonus. So Only 16.
Only 16.
Or sorry, 17. Excuse me, 17.
Vesendas is the word that a dwarf would use to say westward we go.
Okay. Is that like a metaphor for dying?
No, it would just be westward we go.
Okay.
Hi ho. And then the
Hi-ho.
convoy would go west. Or he might say Essendas, which means to food we go, or to the east we go. Yes. But
Okay.
it's just dwarvish script for west we go.
Did I see Sidon like chewing on his tongue and looking like he's really itchy?
He
are you
seems
high
to have
again?
slowed down a little bit, yeah.
Right.
was a good thing that you're in a
Perfectly
dungeon.
fine, thank you. I've got
Yeah.
a bit of the old country in me now.
Right.
What does it say, Iggy?
It says go west. Are you? Can I look at him and see if I can do a medicine check to like see if I
I'm
can
fine.
counter this?
Don't you worry nothing about it.
His pupils show evidence that he has suffered the effects of something. And, I mean, you can just see the way he's moving. It's like he's underwater. He's in slow motion.
Right. I knew we probably should have just waited for Ray and Iris, but here we are, doing a secret mission. I love it. And
Now, which way is west?
Listen, give me a second. I'm gonna see if can I counter this with anything in the alchemy kit? If I think about it.
You can give me a heal insight check.
Okay. That's not bad on just a standard 16. That's actually really good for me.
Did you get a good success or a standard success? Or
Good, actually.
a
2
good
times.
success? Yeah, you reckon if you were to give him a shot of this thing called caffeine, it would probably counteract the effects.
I'm like, hey, you want to drink this real quick? It's gonna make this way cooler. I made it for you.
He drinks it down.
There's literal caffeine in that. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, you're still drinking. That's my yak's milk, and it's gone.
and it's gone. Yeah.
Oh, I feel much better. Thank you for that. Oh, I have no idea what to say, but that was amazing. You reckon you can get me like 6 or 7 more mugs of that stuff? You know what? I've actually got some of your axe milk that I'm going to try and turn into cheese, and I'd love to mix some of that in with the cheese. Make some like caffeinated cheese. That'd be amazing. Do you know how much that cheese? You can put it in a whole bunch of things. You can put it in a sandwich, make it
I
toasty,
made
add
a
some ham.
gigantic
It'd be great. It'd
mistake.
be... Now, which way's west?
He
Is this
just
a west
walks
way?
down the stairs. He starts walking down the
Wait,
stairs.
come back! Come back! I'm going west.
I'm
Which
getting
way's
the others.
west?
I'm getting the others. The secret mission is over.
No, we're perfectly fine.
So,
Besides, you're really slow. I run up and down the stairs like 10 times before he gets to the bottom.
Iris and Ray, you hear running footsteps and this really fast-talking Sidon and a very unhappy Iggy. You hear them echoing around. It sounds like there's 20 of them in the passageway at one stage, all saying the same thing. Until eventually you catch up with the two of them. The effects are starting to wear off already, Sidon, as the caffeine is counteracting the slow woolness.
Ooh, right, all right. I feel tingly.
Find anything good?
Yeah, you just
I-
realize sometimes when you like live through life and you have these expectations about how amazing things can go, and then they don't go the way they
Yeah,
think
did you find
they are.
anything good?
I found out that where there's a really big mirror and a sign saying to go west, and then Iggy lost his nerve.
Well, it was just the two of you. That's,
Well, yeah, fair enough. But, he has this amazing drink. Has he made it for you?
What, the axe milk? No, that makes my heart go.
No,
over,
not
I
that
can't
stuff.
have
Oh,
that.
that stuff is vile. Now the other thing, the what'd you call it? Coffee?
It's for if you go up there, there's going to be something. There's fumes in the air. Maybe there's a way to counter it, but he drank some fumes, as it were, and there was some issues.
Oh.
I got some notes for you too that you might want to look at. So,
Take out a
first-
rag and just put it over my face.
Yeah. First guy died with a book in his hands. We have no idea if anything was underlined or numbered. All other 3 others were given with passages. They're out of order though, because if you went to like 3:12, then the next was 15:6, and then 6:7 instead of going in 3:6 is 15. All of them had numbers or a position too.
Yeah.
Noise understanding first, burn second, heal later. Death is always last, which could, who knows what was underlined in the first book or what's going to pop up next would be, it could be an order or sequence of it.
Cool. Is there a Dewey Decimal System going on here with this live with the?
That's what I'm thinking. It could be passages or it could also be books.
Sounds like chapter and verse.
Yeah,
15.
it might
It could be
be
chapter
that
and
too.
verse, or
3:12.
it could be if you go into any library, they'll normally
Yeah,
be
the
like
Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to look for. Trying to figure that out.
You're
We
not
wouldn't know
entirely
until we get to
sure
Scriptorium.
what this library uses, so any one of those postulations could be absolutely correct.
All right, we have to go up there, and
Just
we're
for
actually
fun.
breaking all their laws now. So
Oh, that's
we might be
okay.
able
You
to
said
find
it's okay.
we might be able to find these in the scriptorium. We might not have to actually go up into where we're not allowed.
I'm pretty sure we're up where we're not allowed because we as soon as we get up there, we got really well. Sid got really high. Slow.
Yeah, I know, because there's 40 steps or 80 steps up this place. Of course, I was really high.
But is
Anyway,
this in the scriptorium?
No, and I think it's above it. let's go. And if anyone feels weird, let me know. I'll give you a shot of my stuff. I don't have much of it left, I don't think.
So,
All right.
Ray, you've just put a mask on.
Yeah, basically a little bandana, just wrap it around the face.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put my stuff on it and put it on my face.
What stuff is this that you're?
You know my lovely little drink that was in my little coconut thing? I'm
Okay,
gonna
sure.
Put that on my mask.
Yeah, the one that makes humans forget. Yep.
I'm gonna put on my Plague Doctor helmet that I obviously have. With the... I can't see anything in this.
I'm just gonna walk in. So far, there's been some really good things to smell, so I'm good.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Holly beat us to which way the abbot went.
Oh no, Holly High would be hilarious.
Holly literally says, "This is exactly the same passage. He went up here and then he disappeared."
But you said he didn't enter a door or anything. He just blooped.
Yeah.
Did he touch anything?
As you get to the top of the stairs, you all file into this small chamber. And I will need Ray. I need you, sir, to please give me a psychic metal defense.
Coming right up. Use a light fate point on this one just in case.
That's
You don't get any dark fate points, sorry. But I get a 17
You're okay.
with just a regular, no great.
Just a
nothing.
regular 17. You are okay. You are okay. You do smell that the air does have a weird aroma to it. And your eyes maybe water a little bit, and your nose kind of gets a little bit stuffy, but otherwise you're absolutely fine. Iris, you have no adverse effects whatsoever.
Right.
Which way is westward from where we're bearing in the room?
It's impossible to tell without having a compass.
Could I go by which direction we were facing in the room that led to the stairs, or were the stairs straight down?
The stairs spiraled around themselves going upwards.
Okay, then you have no way to know.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't have anything to tell. All right. I'm going to say that we look. There's no way to know which direction's which. We ideally want to find whichever way is west. But before we move on, let me just have a look at this.
Ooh.
I want to go and
idea how we can
inspect the
figure it out.
mirror.
I have an idea how you could figure out which way is west. So if you go all the way down the stairs and draw a line straight up from where you are, and then because the stairs corkscrew, you can see the other side. So just draw a line over that way and draw a line up and mark it as what direction it is. And then when you turn around, you'll be able to see the bottom of the other stairs and draw a line straight up. And then you'll be able to just do that all the way up the stairs. You can figure out which way is north and which way is south.
Yeah, I know which way is west already while walking, so that's feasible. Because I was already facing that direction, so I could do that all the way up the
Yes,
stairs.
because if you go, like, you would be able to see the other side of the bottom of the stairs because it's going around. You can just find your way up by drawing lines all the way up.
Cool. I do that on
I'll do it with you.
Iris's thought process.
20 minutes later, you
Let's say-
realize that the room called Vesendas is in the west.
Great. We
The mirror, you think, would be on the outside wall of the citadel.
is it
Okay.
magical?
The mirror?
Yeah.
Well, you look at the mirror. Are you going to use...
I'm just checking for arcane stuff, so I'm going to use a skill called spellcasting arcane.
Okay,
I can also do mystic as well, so just kind of
that's
looking
it.
at
Spell casting.
When I'm examining it, I just want to kind of look behind it and see if there's anything.
It's bolted to the wall.
Oh, okay, cool.
Great success. 11 plus spellcasting. Is it arcane or mystic? If I'm not aware of it, so I'm not aware of it, so I'll just add my wits only. So 18.
18. This mirror... Now that you look at it, you don't think the mirror is magical, but everything is reversed. You realize that as you watch Iris pacing backwards and forwards, she's pacing in the opposite direction to when you turn around and actually look at her.
Okay. Do I see the signs, like going westward or eastward we go or whatever, and
Yeah.
see if there's what did those say?
Are you
Can I
looking at
kinda-
it in the mirror?
Yeah.
Oh
See
yeah,
if there's any difference.
In the mirror it says Essendas.
Cool. Cool. Which way you want to go?
There's a
I
door
would
to the
say
north
we-
and a door to the south.
Wait, I'm in front of
Northward!
this one. Should we check
I'm, gonna
this
check
one?
I'm just gonna look for a secret passage to the east.
Where are you going to look for it specifically?
In the walls, I'm just gonna see if I can like put some chalk and
corners.
see if there's some in the corners and see if there's like kind of like a sucking of air or something like that, a diffusion of air like nearby, some cracks.
Which walls? To the north, the south, the east, or the west?
East to the east.
So the one that you're standing next to now.
Correct.
You doing what with the dust?
I'm just gonna see if it like diffuses, like if there's like a seal there, like if the dust itself will go in.
You pinch some dust around, and it gets sucked into the wall.
This way.
All right, then.
do you-
Sid, can you check for traps or something? I don't know how this works. How does magic work? Is it like a? Can I put my
Walking
hand through
through,
it?
doing what I
no,
do
it's a
best.
solid wall.
I'll search for any mechanisms, traps, or ways to unhinge
Give
it.
me a wits investigation check.
Ah.
Iggy, as you touch that wall, it is solid.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn a light point on this.
Ray's glitching into the wall, like just walking into it like on a walk cycle. Onward,
19
ho.
with a great success.
Nice. Sid, you saw the chalk dust get sucked into the wall, but it's a solid wall.
Right, listen. That there is a solid wall.
You cannot find trace nor hide of anything unusual.
I mean, it could be that there's a passage behind it, but if there is, this isn't the access point for it.
I mean, it could be.
Can I point that mirror towards that east side and see if there's any like weird openings or whatever?
The mirror is fixed.
The
to
mirror's
wall.
bolted.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
bolted. Okay.
It points directly at you.
When investigating the mirror, did I touch it at any point?
Not necessarily.
Can I go?
Can I?
Yeah, it's a cold mirror.
Okay, so I can't like, because my hand, when I put my hand up, will be the opposite hand touching
It's not your left hand, it's your right hand. Yes.
right.
Sid,
I mean left.
Sid, if you were to go into that corner, and if I was to go into this one, with the reflection, should be able to see each other correctly. Correct?
You mean like that?
Yeah. If I went into that corner as far as I could,
Yes.
and wedge myself, if I'm looking at the mirror, Oh, there's something there?
Just went through the world.
I just went through the wall.
You
Guys.
did not. You did not. That was an
Oh, that was a
artifact of dungeon
mistake?
fog. That was a mistake.
That was a token.
Yes.
That was a token.
Oh, sorry. I was so
boundary.
excited. I was like, ah!
I was trying to move you into the corner.
Okay, but if I'm looking at Sidon, it would reflect him over there, correct?
You are swapped as far as the mirror is concerned, yes.
All right. Is there anything? I'm gonna face the corner and look if there's anything in this. Like I'm gonna feel up and down the crack of the wall.
There is dust.
I'm gonna head north.
Okay.
Sid, you're going to go through the door to the north?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, look at
Iggy?
it. Like, what if we break the mirror? Would everything become right again?
No, I don't think so. I think there's something here. I just don't know what it is.
Could I break the mirror anyway? I've always wanted to do that.
That's 7 years bad
They're
luck.
very gonna know. They're really gonna know we're here if you do that.
And Ray,
been-
also looking at this mirror, you realize that it's highly polished steel. It is not glass.
What's a laminate steel mirror? That's funky and cool.
We're going north. It looks like. I think
All
Sid's
right.
senses say we're going north.
Sid, you head north.
It's a closet.
No, it opens up into a small room that smells vaguely of old parchment and papers. And inscribed in the doorframe above, it says the Holy Texts of Dalek Daros.
Oh, hey, Iris, do you have those little bits of parchment you got with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna run in. Is
Just
everything
pass us
numbered
one real
on the
quick.
spines of the books?
The spines of the books? Nope.
Just pass us one real quick.
312. Knowing is understanding first.
No, pass it to us.
Oh, like the page?
Yeah, the actual parchment. Yeah.
I don't have the actual parchment. They didn't give me the actual parchment. They just gave me what the the code and the paper is. No, I wrote them
okay.
down, but
Oh,
I'm
I'll take.
saying-
Oh, okay.
I'll write them down for all of us to look.
Didn't I give you the one that we got from the? No, you left before that. Never mind. I've got it. Never mind. I've got
You
it. There's
got
my
you
phone.
got
I-
the you got
I
the
completely forgot.
312.
I'm gonna smell that and try to see if I can pick up any distinct subtleties because I've actually got focus smell for my my notice skill, and I want to see if I can pick using that piece of parchment if any of the books match that same scent.
Okay, give me a notice check with smell. Notice with.
I'm gonna use my no, because I got one earlier on, so I've still got one last fate point after this one. Gonna use it for this. It's okay. That is 14 plus 3 is 17 with a great success.
You don't think any of these books have the same smell as that piece of parchment? That
Right.
parchment
I don't think the
has- It smells vaguely of sulfur. And these
Hmm.
books don't seem to smell of that. They smell of old vellum and parchment.
But I'm gonna keep in the back of my head that these I imagine that over the course of this adventure we've mentioned about the demon books and stuff like that to one another. So I'm gonna kind of keep it in the back of my head that we might be looking for a demon book and just try and keep a weather eye out for the smell of sulfur as we go from room to room.
I do have a demon book in my bag.
Great.
I'll tell Orion to pick 3 books at random and keep them. Just put them in her bag.
Why?
You think we should do that?
What if we look?
Yeah.
What if?
I've got
Okay.
it. It'll come in handy. Don't worry.
What if the 6, 7, everything, and the phrases all have 4 letters. What if they're titles?
It could be.
Like knowing is understanding, death is always last, burn second, heal later. What if they're books? Like not maybe passages, and the passages in the book
We already have the order of how they go. Knowing is understanding first. And then
burn second, heal
and then,
later.
And then we have the third one, then maybe the last one. So now we just got to figure out how that applies to this here puzzle.
Yeah,
Is
they
there
keep
another
them here.
exit here?
Yes, there is to the north. There's a doorway leading out.
Okay, good.
Let's do it.
I was worried. This was just a solid room.
Yeah, I'll head to that door and I'll kind of listen to the other side before I crack it open.
Sure. It is absolutely quiet.
Okay.
Ray, you have 3 books. I chose these ones. See, this one's got a blue cover, and I kind of like this one. You know, it's squarish.
Blue's your favorite for the color?
Well, sure.
All right.
Isn't it your color?
Yeah, it is.
Is now.
That's what I thought.
Only Iris got what Ray just did. He was real subtle. Ask, what's your favorite color? Now I know.
Iris is like, ooh.
She
doesn't
hands
say
you the
anything,
3
though.
books.
Perfect. Anyone got any leather wrap, like thin leather?
Oh yeah, I got some laminate for the.
I was gonna say,
books.
why am I not asking Iggy immediately?
Yeah,
Hey, where's your
absolutely.
book wrappings?
yeah. I got like the post, like this one from like the fairies. I got this one from the city. I got this one from like the dwarves. Like they're all different, right? Like this one actually has some like.
Oh, actually, that city
interesting-
one's real nice. I like that one. That's
Okay,
good.
yeah. Let's do that one then.
Yeah, I like that one.
Is it
Sid,
blue?
do you go through the door?
I do. I very much do.
All right.
He opens the door.
You open the door into a very similarly shaped room as before. This one written on the wall, if I can select the room. Come on. Written on the wall, it says Norde Portre. You can
Portre?
give me a decipher wits if you like their Sidon.
I will
Portrait, like-
indeed.
Like the word porch?
The thing. Like
light rate?
18, 19, 20, 21, and 3 sixes.
Ordinary success.
Yes, and I get a light point
Fantastic.
back.
Norde Portre is dark elf for northward.
This here it's spelled it's northward in dark elf speak.
Oh, that's real cool. I wonder if
You
there's
speak
something
dark
weird
elf?
behind this bookshelf. I'm gonna like kind of get behind the bookshelf and see if.
Oh,
That,
and is that a mirror?
fusion-
There is another mirror on the wall, also made out
Are we
of
upside
that's-
down?
That's steel laminate, and it is reversed as before.
I thought like we were on the ceiling or something.
No, just reversed. Iggy, you look behind the bookshelf. There is a great collection of dust and bits of. It looks like there's a loose page from some book that's fallen back there.
I do the dust thing again. I kick that up and see if it's still diffusing into that central chamber.
Some of it does indeed get sucked through the wall.
I'm gonna poke the wall and see if there's a. It's just solid stone.
Infuriatingly solid.
What if we moved a bookcase so it can see the wall?
Sure. I don't think I can. If you want to do that, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
step out of
I-
the way.
We got it. Oriane, give me a hand here.
Sure. You realize this bookshelf weighs about 480,000 tons, as all bookshelves do, and you will have to decant the books first.
I'll just look down and go, oh, it appears to be bolted to the floor. I can't move it. Uh-oh.
No, we'll just take the books off, honey. It'll be fine.
No, it's definitely bolted to the floor.
No,
You can see it they're hidden in the dust.
Is there like any numerology behind the bookshelf?
I don't see none bolts in the floor there. I think
Something scratched in the
maybe
back.
it's a little dark in here, perhaps. But I'll just take these books off. It's no bother.
No, you don't worry about it. Don't get yourself all sweaty
Let's
yet.
not touch the books yet, please. Can we look at the back of the bookshelf? to see
Maybe
if
the
there's a
books are dangerous. Iggy just saved us both. See that? That's
Well,
that's
thank
why.
you very much, Iggy. I appreciate that.
They're different books than in the other room
I still
somehow.
don't see no bolts, but I appreciate that nonetheless, Iggy. Thank you very much.
I don't know what's happening here, but I need to know what's behind this bookshelf.
You sort of try and you're doing that sort of
I'm very small.
If I squeeze my head and I squint my eyes, I can try and see around corners. The gap is probably a foot, so you can kind of get half your head in there. It just looks like old bookshelf at the back.
Okay, well, it still diffuses into there's a central chamber here. I just don't know where the entrance is.
Sorry, it's the idea of Iggy with a 2-foot wide head. It's really funny to me. Looks like Stewie.
Yeah, football head. Yeah. Yeah. It's just still diffused. There's a central chamber in here. I just don't know how to get to it.
Yeah.
It's very upsetting.
There is another door.
Yeah.
I will go through it.
All right. As you go through it, there is a very nervous person who suddenly looks at you as you step into this room.
So,
You-
Oh, those are some very, very poor choices for last words, mate.
Huh? He's dressed as a monk.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Calm yourself.
Is he missing his tongue?
No.
Oh.
No.
he just opened his mouth.
Jesus.
Rip out his tongue.
Let me see.
I woke up and I
Show
put
me
my
your
hand and I was
mouth.
like, oh, calm down, priest. It's all right, sir. Listen, me and my friends, we're here investigating the nonsense that's happening at the moment with all the murders and what have you of all them there priests. And I sort of put my arm kind of like right around him, like, arm slung over the shoulder, like good old buddy. And I say, and we happened to find this passageway that led up to here. And of course, your fine self here, you wouldn't happen to know where exactly we are now, do you? No. Words. Good.
just take a breath. You'll be all right. None of us mean you harm.
How did you get up here?
Stay
Are
away.
you the spirits?
Sure. We're spirits, lad.
I flutter my wings and try to look as spiritual as possible.
No, we're not
What-
spirits.
Now, what be your name?
My name is Lorbi.
Lorbi. That's a pretty name, that
The
is.
librarian's assistant?
Yes. How do you know?
He
We're
told
spirits,
us
it's
your
what we
name
do.
A little bit ago.
If you're spirits, then how do you not know my name, but you know my occupation?
Can you really not tell the difference between spirits and living people?
Well,
Can you really not know how to shut the hell up, Ray?
Have you watched all 10 episodes? No.
You're not supposed to be up here. You're violating a whole bunch of the sacred texts.
We don't
No,
know how we
we're
got
sacred
here.
holy spirits. Otherwise, how else did we get here?
That's a good question, actually.
There you go. All right. Now listen here. Now, this is a horrible thing that's happening to your priesthood, and we of course want to help make this whole nastiness go away as quickly as possible.
I am
What are you doing up
actually
here, lad?
Here fetching a book for the librarian. He's asked for it.
And which book might this be?
We're in
Why
the
don't you
same
show us, lad?
forum.
And I'm gonna kind of push him in front of me to like, not aggressively, but very, you know how there's like the playful aggression, very playfully aggressively kind of. Why don't you show us that and shove him?
Yeah, playfully aggressive zombie.
Look, if you're Australian, Irish, or Scottish, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyone else?
He squeaks as you push him, and he dashes over to a bookshelf and frantically, you can see him reciting something under his breath, and then he gets to a particular book and he pulls it out. Here, this is the book that he wanted me to fetch. He said it was for the Tamsarai.
What did you just recite? Was that how you organized the books?
I'm going to pick up the book and skim through it.
I've been in a lot of libraries as a Holy Spirit, I think, and I've learned a lot about how like to organize books, and it's lots of fun. Don't you like organizing books too? And I'm gonna try to nerd them. I'm gonna try to not nerd seduce, but nerd bond.
You should say you're the Holy Spirit of all nerds.
I have persuasion.
You have persuasion. I think that's a good one. You can give me a persuasion check there. That's good.
What's the thing for that?
Persuasion?
was
It's
all?
insight.
Okay.
Sugar. Meanwhile, Iris is looking at the book. It is a book called And the Mage Travelled. And it appears to be a treatise trying to figure out how the Great Mage was able to be all across Talisman or Talisman at the same time. And there are it's a collection of theories.
Okay.
That's the book we requested, right?
That is the book.
This is the book we requested.
Yeah.
It.
Why are we doing this farce that we're
First, second,
spirits?
last, and they go.
Iggy,
Because right, we don't ask you why you swing your big old stick at things, right? We don't ask you that, so don't ask us when we have to do what we need to do.
I don't know
Get
what's happening.
information.
Iggy's just like thinking this is still the secret mission, and he's like all in.
Right.
You went for the mace
Super
reference?
secret
I
mission.
taught a whole bunch of monks how to form a dance troupe.
Yep, and that's super useful.
13.
Well, that's money making
13.
scheme right there.
Oh, I can't tell you how the book's organized. That's secret.
Can you get me 312?
What?
312.
What is that?
I think that's a passage, not a book.
I'm just trusting a theory.
312?
All right.
No, we don't have any books like that.
Does this
Now,
book have verses and chapters in it?
The Mage Traveled? No. It's chaptered, obviously.
I'm going to go to chapter 3, page 12.
Chapter 3, page...
12.
Chapter 3 is not on page 12. Chapter 3 is on page 115.
12 pages into it.
Oh, all right.
Like
you
12 pages in?
All right, you go to 127. It's a paragraph that postulates that the use of dimensional holes might very well have been how the mage was able to be in so many places at seemingly the same time.
Yeah, the machine. It's fine.
Try the 12th word in.
Is there a chapter 15?
Chapter 15 is thanks and recognition to all those who assisted on this collection.
Try the words.
It's the Patreon page.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm gonna start doing the page and the word inside of it. It's a code, I know it.
Try the 12th word.
You try.
Yeah, that's page 3, 12th word.
It is
A?
the word A.
Page 6, 7th word.
Page 6, 7th word. He.
Yeah.
And page 15, word 6.
You busy looking for the word 6. Word 6 is cartwheel.
The 6th word is cartwheel?
Yeah.
He caught real. Now we know. I kind of want to.
Oh, he cartwheel.
Up
We
is
found out how
down!
he got
Up is
everywhere.
down! I flip upside down in front of the no.
I'm just gonna go through the next door. Is that what we do next, Sid?
Well, I mean,
There's a door to the
I
side.
kind of whisper we can't really leave him in here because he's gonna tell the other priest about this whole thing. We got to keep him busy up here. You got any
No,
ideas?
actually, we're good. No, we worked it out with the other priest. We're fine.
Oh, now you're okay with lying. Oh, I see.
no.
All right, makes
That's-
perfect
that's
sense.
li- no, it's literally
I
true.
get it. I get it. All right, through the door we go.
No, we literally worked it out with the librarian.
What? We were allowed in the forbidden library and all that.
Yeah.
No one's allowed in the Forbidden Library.
No, we're good.
Okay, can I take the book back now, please? Because the
No.
librarian has expected me to return
Sid?
it.
Aye.
Does this smell like the page you have?
I thought you were telling him to sit for a second. I was like,
Sid,
nice.
no, Sid, does this
Sit.
book smell like the page you have?
Nope.
It doesn't smell like sulfur?
Nope. All right. You know what? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try and tell him that I need a bunch of different books, and I'm just going to spout a whole bunch of random, assorted books, based on just like rudimentary things that I've seen, like a list of like 10 to 20 books, and I ask him if he can get them for me.
You're gonna read them all?
Of course,
Usually we're only allowed to take out 3 books into the scriptorium.
Well, you know, if you find all the books and bring them here, then you're not taking them to the scriptorium, are you?
You can't read the books here in the library.
Well, no, but it'll make your job much easier. Much easier.
Who's taken out 3 books on...
Go on, off you pop. I kind of shove him a bit.
There are 3 passages. So when he's gone, I'll
Sure.
like there were 3 passages from 3 books like we got. I'm wondering who might have specific books to those, maybe.
What if we go ask him about the
56,
passages?
67.
That's fine. You go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go walk up to the dude who's walking away.
Yeah?
There's a passage I'm curious about to increase my spirity knowledge of what's going on with this.
Uh-huh.
I kind of like look back. What was the first one?
312.
Knowledge?
312.
No, not the number. The words.
Knowing is understanding first.
Knowing is understanding first. Does that ring any bells in any books you know?
Oh, you shouldn't say that out loud.
I know. What's it from? I'm dead. What's gonna happen to me?
Yeah, that is true.
Right?
If the librarian heard that I was telling you, he would be very mad.
I promise he is upstairs in the abbot's quarters right now. That's where we left him.
Downstairs.
Sure.
I
This
suppose
place is confusing.
being dead, distance becomes confusing, yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes I accidentally float upside down and get very confused. Down is up is down.
Well, that knowing is understanding first. That comes from a book that doesn't exist. But we think it did at some stage, because there's other books that reference this book. But the book itself was called Gralia's Tome of Forbidden Knowledge, except that the tome was destroyed by the great mage after he was done saving the world. So it's referenced in a dozen different kinds of books, but always only vaguely.
What was the second phrase?
Burn second, heal later.
Oh, I figured it out. Mother. Okay, I'm gonna go back in the other room.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Death is always last.
Death is always last. It also sounds like it's an apocryphal kind of statement, because death is not the end. We all know that. There is more.
Yeah, obviously. Look at it.
Well, exactly.
Figured out.
So, yes, you're chasing a sentence that doesn't make sense. I mean, it could be in a comedy, but I doubt that very much, because death is a very serious subject and shouldn't be in comedies. Meanwhile, Iggy has disappeared on his own adventure. Where is Iggy going?
I'm taking notes from Sid. I'm going back to the first room. I think that wall is a
I'm
barrier.
so proud.
Like my barrier. And I'm going to dispel it.
Run
My guess.
all the way back.
Could you do a tester on the second wall first, so you're not super far away from us?
Nope.
I couldn't get my head
Don't
back.
listen to him. Caution to the wind.
He scurries back.
And I go, I know this spell, I think. And I'm going to try to dispel it. I think it's the my barrier spell because it does the same diffusion thing. Where air goes in. That's my thought.
That's your thought. All right.
I'm going to burn 2 spell points to do it. So, and I'm using a light fate point. That's really good that I did.
Great success.
Great success.
All
I'm just
right,
looking at
that's
it.
good.
18.
18. You throw your magic up, and for the briefest moment, you see ahead of you
A thing.
this. A corridor.
I was right. A thing.
And then it disappears again?
Then that whole wall just reappears again.
Okay.
So what you deduce from that, my dear Holmes, is that all that you managed to do was temporarily suspend the illusion that is apparently being cast across this archway. But you do feel that there is also a barrier that has been hidden by the illusion. Whoever created this was pretty intense in terms of the logic here. So there is an illusion of a solid rock wall over a barrier which actually guards a passageway.
Cool. Is there a way, might be reaching, that I can use more spell points and basically, because they're the same magic type in the sense that the same person made it, I'm assuming. So I want to feed them into each other and then negate themselves. Essentially using the energy of the illusion and like the guy's magic, I'm going to try to unwind or unbind the other one.
Sure.
I don't know if this is possible, but it's going to be
You're
pretty
going to reverse the polarity flow of the transducer flux capacitor. Completely understand that. Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me, I thought that was bad.
All right, you're going to burn your spell points to try and do this. Yep.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. Another life fate point, but worth.
Right.
22.
22. Well, you throw all of your magic into this, and when you are finished with it, as far as you are concerned, the entire thing, and I just need to select it quickly, so give me a second here.
Sure.
The entire thing now appears to be directly in front of you. A passageway. I will show it to you shortly. I just have to get there.
Okay. But it worked?
You think it did.
I'm going to stick my hand in. Did I hit the barrier? Like, damn it!
It hits a barrier.
You guys hear an expletive from like 3 rounds down, super loud, which is...
Hold on, I'll be right back. You stay here with the monk who serves a god of knowledge that can't tell if people are ghosts or not.
Wait, I thought I had to go and fetch the books for the ghoul.
1 minute. We'll go together and I'll move on further from you. How about that? So you don't get confused by just follow me.
Okay.
I'm going to keep exploring.
I'm debating on having Orion just like knock him out.
All right, so you are heading Ray with the Lorbi. You are heading back to Sid.
Yep. Not Sid, but Iggy.
To Iggy, apologies. Sid, you are going to go through this door here to the south.
Yeah.
And Iris, what are you going to do?
I'm going to go to the second room. Because there's 4 of us. I'm wondering if all 4 can do something.
All right. Sid, you walk into a room that has a mirror and a bookshelf, as has been seen before. And this room is, it says, the Eastern Louvre, which you're fairly certain means the East.
Yep. Again, checking the books, checking the mirror. I imagine they're all the same.
All identical as before. Iris, you've gone into the second room.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm going to...
You notice, standing in front of this mirror, that you can see the back of Iggy's head standing in, it looks like the bookshelf area behind you, seeming very frustrated. And then you watch as Sidon walks between you and him past the mirror.
I yell, guys, don't move! Nobody move!
Everybody hears Iris shouting as if she was
stop moving.
right next to you.
I'll grab the monk. Stop moving.
Why are we stopping?
Don't talk.
Iggy, turn around.
I turn around.
Every now and then.
You see Iris standing, staring at you in the mirror.
I'm in front of the mirror in the second room that we just passed.
And
Sid
you
went
see
south?
Sid standing next to his mirror, too.
I'm in the east.
I'm going to tap this mirror and see if it does anything to see if I can
It's
reach through.
absolutely solid.
But when I turn and face the bookshelf, I see Iggy. Where's Sid in the room if I'm looking at the bookshelf?
Also in the mirror, standing next to Iggy. And he can actually block Iggy completely if he stands in the same line.
All right. I'm assuming there's a fourth mirror, probably to the south of us.
You can, however, see a passageway behind Iggy.
Iggy, there's a passageway behind you.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm really annoyed.
I think there might be a fourth mirror in the for the south.
It just powers through like that.
I will go to the south.
I'm still going to Iggy because of the expletives.
All right. We can move now?
Yeah, we can move now. The danger has passed.
You rejoin Iggy. Meanwhile, Sidon, you continue through the next set of chambers. This one is, as far as you can tell, the inscription says Flora Verdentia in the room. And there is a door to the south. You'll be pleased to hear as you wander through this room. Do you go through that one?
Green fields.
Yep, and if I don't smell any sulfur, I'll, like I said, I'll just keep moving.
Smell any sulfur. You are now standing in the room that has above it Southard.
All right, I'm here in the south.
You can now see Iris standing in front of you, and Iggy and Ray and the nervous priest standing with the corridor behind Iggy.
Sid's room translates to manga section.
I have never seen that corridor before. He kind of starts wandering towards it.
Hold on there, buddy. It's because you've been touched by it. Can we dispense with this bullshit now? Or do I need to keep going?
I don't even know what he was doing beforehand. Listen, I don't understand what's happening.
Give me one of my coconuts.
I thought it was a mission thing. I'm not really understanding.
Here, have a coconut. Take one of the coconuts from her. It is a spirit brew.
Do you rush along to grab the coconut from Iris to then hand it to this priest?
No, I'm like shoving the priest at Iris. It's like, take the coconut from her.
He comes and he fetches a coconut.
Drink it.
It isn't time for lunch yet.
It's okay. This stuff will give you a great day.
Okay, I haven't had a very good one so far. He chugs down the whole thing.
Forgets his whole identity. Forgets who he is.
Said there was only
What's
24
my
hours.
name?
He's fine.
Yep, he drinks it. I don't feel so good. I'm gonna go lie down.
Okay.
Okay, you go lie down now.
He wanders off, and you hear a door closing, and then footsteps going downstairs as he vanishes.
Wait, there's another room with stairs?
Yeah, it's the southern room, the one that we didn't go for.
It's the other way in. That's how he got in. We got the secret passage. He got the other way.
His just leads to his office.
Yeah.
It's real nice in there.
All right. What happens if I go to the corner of my room, Iggy, and I'm gonna walk towards the corner of the room?
You walk towards the corner of the room.
You know how there's those little divots?
Yep.
I'm like, what? Do I disappear from the mirror, Iggy, or am I just to the side of the mirror? What do you?
No, you're just kind of like moving around a room.
Yep.
All right, Iggy, have you figured out what's going on?
Yeah, there's a fucking barrier I can't dispel.
Oh.
He's just still really
the
mad
barriers
about
work
that.
when I hit them? Should I hit
Yeah,
it?
you could try to hit it.
Okay, I'm going to try to hit it.
That sounds like that would work, I think. But it's pretty
I
substantial
have
magic.
one
back.
job.
Yeah, just give me a second, and I'll like leap to the other room.
Yep.
Like
yep,
you hear
yep.
him like.
Take Orion with you.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you standing in the room adjacent, or are you going to go and join?
Oh no,
Iris?
no, we're going further. So I go into Iris's room, and I'm like, all right, go ahead.
Got it.
We watch this
It's
with
perfectly
popcorn.
safe. It's perfectly
We're
safe.
sitting there with popcorn watching this go. Here,
All right. You try and smack this mirror. You throw your this barrier. You throw your weight into it, and you slam that barrier down. You slam your What weapon are you using?
I'm using the mace.
The mace. You slam your mace as hard as you can, and that sucker, it doesn't hit anything. You swing wildly, you stumble forward, and then you hit an invisible barrier.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
I
I
like
see
that.
how
that's
this
that's
works.
impressive.
I think. Oh,
And
that's
just you accidentally drop your weapon on the other side of it. You're like,
Oh,
well, crap.
Oh, this sucks.
so physical objects can go through, but not people, is what I'm understanding here. Do we still have that book from the mage?
Can I walk up to...
yeah, you do.
I will describe what happens so that makes sure they know
Yeah, I
what's
could
going
see.
on.
We saw it because
Yeah.
we were looking through the mirror.
You literally,
doesn't know that.
You literally just saw Ray swinging through air and sort of bumping up against something.
I'm gonna. Where would I? I'm gonna go to the east room, and I'm gonna use the first book, or this north room.
You're in the north room.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get that book, and I'm gonna try to walk through the barriers if I can.
Through the bookshelf?
Not through the bookshelf. Whatever barriers open that I can see, I guess I can walk all the way around and see if I can enter in with the book in my hand. With that specific
luck.
mage move freely. Okay.
I'm gonna walk up
So,
to the...
now you go.
I'm gonna walk up to the mirror, and I want to say, knowing is understanding.
No luck.
So a couple of things real quick. Firstly, I want to try and touch the mirror on my side, the south side.
Okay.
It's still solid?
Yep.
Okay. Next thing I want to do is I want to get some... So can I see a passageway in this room?
In
The southern room?
no, not around the edge. No.
Okay, I'm going to head back towards there. And what I want to do is I want to try and take some of the flour from my cooking kit. And I want to kind of put
which
my
room
hand
are you
in
heading
it.
to?
The one with Ray.
Okay. Are you going to go through the door to your left, or to go back around to the tower?
Left, I imagine, would be the
Alright.
quicker
You
way.
notice here there is the librarian, and he looks at you. I didn't see you. And he just-
Funny, I was thinking the same thing.
He goes down the stairs.
I'm going to chase him.
Oh, all right. You
I mean,
try and
if
chase-
he... Well, I mean, if he... Well, okay, hold on. Well, what was the tone in which he said that? Was that, I didn't see you. And
I
then...
think it's like I didn't see this, so I can't report it, so you're not doing anything.
Okay, is that-
Music,
Like,
though.
I was never here.
okay,
yeah, I
good.
was never here.
Okay, yeah. As long as it was that and not a whoops, bye. I'm like, wait a minute, come back
Yes.
here, you. Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. I give him a nod and then I'll yeah. And again, I
Okay.
presume I don't smell anything. And I'll
Nothing? No.
make my way towards there. And what I want to do is I want to take some flour and I want to put it over my hand and kind of create a almost like a glove of flour and try to stick it through the barrier.
Your hand touches a barrier, and as you pull it away, there's a handprint.
Okay,
Oh,
that's cool.
I want to go to the room next to mine. So go one room over to left.
The one to the left, so
Yeah.
this one?
And I want to go to the corner between the two, because it would have been north, south, east, and west.
Mhm.
And try to see if there's a door there. So in that corner between the two bookshelves that is open,
Yes.
is there any way of opening that up?
Give me an investigate check using wits.
Damn wits, yo.
Ooh, I got another light fate point.
Nice.
And 15 plus my wits.
Billion. She's 38.
I have really good wits. So 18.
18. Solid wall.
Damn it.
Can I try walking backwards towards the mirror? So face the wall, but walk backwards.
All right.
Down the stairs.
Just fall down the stairs.
Okay, not down the stairs. Damn it! Bye, guys.
You
Damn it!
find
Oh,
yourself
God.
standing in the corridor. And we'll be back next week as the Adventures
Yeah.
of Talisman continues. Thanks for watching. Thank you guys for playing. Whew. Thank you for getting there. We
were
will
overcomplicating it.
see you all next week. Until then, from all of us, goodbye.
Bye.